We're here with Shelly Wills. I'm your host, Spring, and we're just going to talk to Shelly for a little bit before her bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, wonderful performance, okay? Hi, Shelly, how are you?
How you doing, Spring?
Good, good. So you're a local singer here in the D.C. area?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been singing basically all my life in church, and I've just actually started recently within the past few years reaching out and going to different bands. I've worked with Reach Band here in D.C., and right now I'm working with In His Image. It's a gospel go-go band, and I've been to their rehearsals. We've had a good time so far.
Okay. How do you feel gospel go-go impacts the community here?
Well, actually, because the young people are so much into go-go and stuff like that, I actually think it's a good image. It's a good one for right now.
Okay. Could you tell us about what you have coming up?
Like I said, I'm working with In His Image. Hopefully soon we'll be having some shows coming up, and that's about it right now.
Okay, and maybe we can see you on Sunday's Best one day on one of those type shows.
Hopefully.
Okay, but we had her first, Shelly Wills. All right, thank you, Shelly.
Thank you, Spring.
All right.
All right. I've had some good days. I have had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days, they outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. Sometimes the clouds hang low, I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord, why so much pain? But when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days, they outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. God has been good to me. He's been good to me, more than this world or you could ever be. He's been good to me. He dried all my tears away, turned dark nights into day. And so I'll say thank you, Lord. I won't complain. God knows what's best for me, more than my weary eyes can or cannot see. And so I'll say thank you, Lord. I won't complain.
Hello, and welcome to Sky's the Limit. I'm your host, Spring. Today, we usually talk about relationships, but today we're talking about the other side of relationships. We're going to be talking about domestic violence, wellness, and just understanding more of it. This show is important today because it can save someone's life. A lot of our teens are going through it. Kids are watching their parents and fathers going through it. And so we want to talk about it today. Today we're going to try to be as transparent as possible and hopefully give you some information. All right, so we have Julia and Rhea with the Circles organization today. They're a domestic violence and wellness group. And we also have Shelly. She's a local DC singer, and she's going to give us perspective on domestic violence and just everything, okay? Thank you, ladies, for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so Rhea, how did Circles come into existence?
About 2 years ago, June 2007, I was up one night and I just wanted to do something for women because of my past experiences of things that I've been through and didn't have a place to go to vent or be able to express myself without being judged. I actually brought my friend along and I asked her, called her 6 o'clock in the morning, June 17th of 2007, which is Julie Wilson here, and asked her how did she feel about going into this group with us, with me.
Okay, and Julia, what did you say?
Absolutely. I had been walking around for a while with something sort of tugging at me, like I felt like I needed to be doing more for women in the community. So when she asked me, a light bulb went off. I jumped right on it and we started Circles.
So how did you all meet?
We met under unfortunate circumstances. I was married a few years back, and my marriage ended in divorce because my husband had an affair, which produced a child. And Rhea was the other woman. And this relationship has been about 9 years in the making. It started off subtle, but as our friendship started to grow and we went through this journey, it ended us up at Circles and starting this nonprofit for women.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And rare.
Yeah.
What exactly does your organization do?
We go out to, what we do is we have different functions that we do once a month, and we talk about different issues that we face because, as you know, all of our issues we can't sum it up in one session. So we do the 12 years, we have it set up each month of different issues. We have different speakers come out and speak about different things that we experience as women. January of 2008, we did a domestic violence benefit. To reach out to the ladies who were going through domestic violence situations, men, women, children, all different types of relationships. So that turned out to be a big success. So we also are now certified wellness coaches to show how you keep yourself well and take care of yourself inside and out, mind, body, and soul. Because that's what it truly starts with, is with you.
Okay. Shelly.
Yes.
Describe for me, talking about domestic violence, describe for me the mind of a woman who is physically abused and still chooses to stay.
The only thing that I can say definitely is, I guess describing her will be the fear that she has, the misunderstanding that she'll probably be by herself and nobody will understand it. Nobody will be able to help her. That's the only thing that I could think as a description of that person.
Julia, would you like to add to that?
Sure. I remember years back I was working with a domestic violence group in Washington, D.C. And I remember at the time, being very young, I asked a woman in a group because, my philosophy and, how I thought about things was almost unrealistic. And, I almost badgered her in a sense because I said, well, I just don't understand, why would a woman stay in a situation like that? And she looked at me and she said, you can't leave somebody that won't be left. And when she said that, it struck such a chord in me, and I can definitely relate to what she's saying about the fear, because a lot of women don't think they have options. And they stay in that situation because it may be because of finances, it may be because their ability to take care of their children. It could be a layered situation. And so that definitely would be the mindset of a woman who just thinks that she doesn't have any other options but to stay.
That's good. Rhea, describe for me the mind of a male or female abuser.
The best way I can describe that is that a lot of times when we're caught up in relationships and we're dealing with the opposite sex, feelings get involved. And sometimes when feelings get involved, it's very hard to walk away. You think it could be a one-time thing. You think it's just something that he's going through. Then we think we can help that person because we're their mate. And we think that we can help them get through this. We're going to be the one that helps them get past whatever they're going through to make them be abusers or be abused. So a lot of times when feelings get caught up, that can play a whole part of trying to walk away. You start having things together. When you start putting finances together, like Julie said, and a lot of different things you combine, it's just hard to walk away. So some people feel they don't have an option to go anywhere, so they're just going to try to deal with it because it's not as bad as they think it is.